Sony has finally officially announced the PlayStation 5 both optical and digital. How much of a big difference is it compared to the OG PlayStation 5? Are you going to be really missing anything out the OG PlayStation 5? Find out if there really is a big difference between Big Bertha. You're probably wondering if the specifications are any better, but we'll get to that. But the first thing I do have to announce is that if you do plan to get a PlayStation 5, the new one especially, that it does not come with the vertical mount for the PlayStation 5, but it does come with a horizontal mount. Now, if you choose to get the vertical mount, it is $29.99 USD for that mount. It can also fit on the OG PS5. It is a really nice looking mount, but I don't know, it's really worth spending the extra cash just to make it look aesthetically pleasing, especially if you have the OG PS5. Now, moving on to the next subject here, the design difference is that on the faceplate or the cover plate, there will be actually 4 different plates that you can actually swap out. One side's more shiny, the bottom side's matte, same on the other side. They have interchangeable faceplates similar to the OG PS5. As you can see with the PlayStation 5 Slim, it is much more apparent that there is separate faceplates on the top and the bottom. Whether you like the spacing where it looks like it's literally cut in half with a sword, then that might be more of an attractive option. It looked a little bit better with less of a gap instead of having 4 separate faceplates instead. Bring up the specifications between the original PlayStation 5 on the side of the PS5 Slim. If there's going to be any large difference between the two, dimension-wise, weight-wise, and even specification-wise when it comes to the GPU, and if it can perform any better than the original PlayStation 5. Original PlayStation 5 has the AMD Ryzen Zen 8-core and 16-core processor. Of course, it has ray tracing. It got 10.3 teraflops. It has 16 gigabytes of GDDR6. Its bandwidth is about 448 gigabytes per second. It does have a size difference between the two. For the original PS5, it is 390 millimeters, 104 millimeters by 260 millimeters. The original PS5 is 4.5 kilograms, and the digital version is 3.9 kilograms. You're going to see a large difference in weight here. As you can see, a weight reduction down to 3.2 kilograms. The standard edition just practically means it is the optical version. It does have 8 core, 16 threads. It has 3.5 gigahertz, which is the same. It's 448 gigabytes of bandwidth, as 16 gigabytes of GDDR6. It also has a 1 terabyte drive, but most importantly, the dimensions are 358 millimeters by 96 by 216 millimeters. If you're looking to upgrade just to get better specifications, to get better gameplay, especially out of games such as Spider-Man 2 or Final Fantasy 16, you'll be sorely disappointed to find out that the specifications aren't really any better. In fact, it's much more better of an advantage for somebody who doesn't have a PlayStation 5. Is there any benefit of having the Slim version? Sony had mentioned that the new PS5 been reduced in value more than 30% and weight by 18% and 24% compared to prior models. Another big thing that Sony has mentioned, if you do purchase the digital version, they actually have a peripheral where you can actually add to the digital version of PS5. You can actually purchase it later down the line if you so choose to add an optical drive to your digital version. It's really easy to install. As you remove the bottom faceplate to install the optical drive, it's pretty much plug and play, and then you get the new cover for the PS5. For that optical drive, it is $49.99 USD. Sony sure knows how to collect their money. We can look at the OG PS5 as Big Bertha because of how much more weight it is compared to the Slim version. As I mentioned, PS5 will also go on sale of November 2023. It will be to select retailers and it will be on PlayStation Direct, which means that if you do purchase or you want to reserve a PlayStation 5, just like any other official Sony product, the first place to check is the direct PlayStation Store, as they will have pre-orders up, but they didn't really say exactly when pre-orders will be available for PlayStation 5 Slim. You can expect other stores such as Walmart and Best Buy would be the top of my list to check. For Sony officially announced the Slim version to be released to retailers, as Walmart was one of the top ones when the original PlayStation 5 came out, and so was Best Buy. For the price for the optical version of PlayStation 5, which is the standard edition, is going to be $499 USD. And for the price for the digital version of PlayStation 5, I went to $449.99 USD. Yes, it went up $49.99 USD. Didn't think we would catch that, Sony, did you? Let's get this straight. The slim PlayStation 5 is still pretty big for what it is, especially what we're used to seeing compared to the other iterations when it came to slim models, when it came from the PlayStation 2, 3, and so on. Will Sony ever decide to release a PS5 Pro for better gameplay when you do play games such as Spider-Man 2 and Final Fantasy 16? Apparently, from what they said, it looks like they're looking and focusing more on the sales, especially when it comes to the PS5 digital version, as they noticed that 16% more people are purchasing more digitally online. They're looking towards the next generation already. Means that PlayStation 6, we may not see optical drives anymore, and they may go digital from there. Sony, they're more focused on their PlayStation 6 more than anything. I don't expect to see any PlayStation 5 Pro to be released anytime soon. Overall, it's probably never going to see the light of day, and instead they're going to race to get PlayStation 6 out before their rivals such as Microsoft. There isn't really a large difference between the two, the original PlayStation 5 and the new PS5 Slim. So FanBam guys, I hope you found this content very useful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you know anybody else who is interested in getting a PlayStation 5 Slim, make sure you share this video with them. And also, if you're not part of the big wonderful FanBam, make sure you go down and hit the subscribe button for more. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Don't forget to follow my X handle right here, as it is the same as my TikTok and IG as well. So FanBam guys, are you interested in getting a PlayStation 5 Slim? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chris Mizo, signing out.